Welcome to Uptick Updates. This is episode 29. Brian, you're looking good. How are things?
Pretty good. Yeah, good to see you again, John.
Nice, nice. Hey, last week was the first episode of Uptick Talk, and it was great to hear Ben on Bold Street's voice, get to know more about him, how he thinks, his opinion on things. His art's amazing, and he said he had hundreds of works that he had been working on through the lockdown period. He was planning to release those on Uptick and maybe some other platforms. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I was hoping today maybe we could talk about, the roots of Uptick, the ticketing part. What's
Mm.
going on there? Are we going to start promoting that more, or where do you see the
Yeah,
NFT ticketing business going?
yeah. I think what this actually has been in Optic for a long time. We talked about it a long time ago. So actually, the Optic was started from a ticket industry in back to 2018. At that time, we tried to use NFT to solve some problems in the ticketing industry.
Mm,
But but it's not so easy, right? So because of the infrastructure and also the overall market, global market, then the pandemic. So but that's always in my mind because when we released the Optic marketplace last year, even though we're well pushing for the crypto art collectibles at the moment because that was the heat point in the market at that time.
mm,
But at the same time, we were talking about the real more value will come from the functional NFT. The functional NFT is cover a whole spectrum of digital assets. Ticket is obviously one of the major one that we are going to cover very
mm-hmm,
soon.
mm-hmm,
And also, we talk about Uptick project. So we have three elements: infrastructure, marketplace, and ecosystem applications. The ticket actually belongs to the ecosystem applications more because it's a domain-specific application domain, right?
mm,
So it generates good digital assets and it build the relationship between the artist and the fans. And of course, the NFT can be traded on the marketplace. So that's why, as we said before, in the later part of this year, we are going to enter into this ecosystem application domain to really drive people to join and generate better digital assets, which is good for the marketplace. Yeah.
awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. So right now on the mobile marketplace app on, Android or Apple, you can
Mm.
see the ticketing there, but it's not on the Testnet and it's not on the Loopring or the
Yeah. Yeah.
regular
It,
IrisNet versions, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's not on the web version right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that actually it's the market is helping is making us to think about the best strategy to deliver this kind of domain specific app into the consumer hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, in last year, when we released the mobile version first. So we were thinking that's a collectible and functional NFT combination in one hand, right?
Mm,
So that's why we put ticket, the general function of a ticket into the app. But on the website, it's not that necessary, right? So we hope people be more mobile native
yeah.
on the app to get because for the ticket part, it's not just for the get and the trade. It's more it's go to the theater, you get it validated, right? So
Mm,
and also maybe in the bar, you can show the ticket stub to your friends, right? To go into the club
yeah.
scenario. So that's why the mobile first strategy for this kind of functional NFT is our target. Yeah,
I see. I see. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You don't carry your computer around with you, so it's got to be on your
yeah,
phone. I was just thinking
yeah.
right now, like, where do I see this in the real world? I guess with online check-in or like online boarding, you have the boarding pass on your phone these days. Could you
Yeah.
apply it to that too?
Yeah, actually, we can apply for that as well because for the ticket part,
Yeah.
if you look into our mobile app, ticket part, it's an NFT ticket. But when you try to use it, it will bring up a QR code, right, for you to show and be scanned. So yeah, so that's totally follow the current process of the electronic ticket process.
Yeah. So I guess it's possible, but I was just thinking now, like, what would the benefit be to the airlines? Would they benefit from using NFT online boarding passes, or not so much?
For the airlines, they're selling the ticket in the specific platform, right? So with their personal identity binded. So so it's more easy to do that. But for in the general ticket market, probably it's not so easy. And people, they don't want to really bind their identity to a specific ticket in some cases, right? So in that case, it's difficult to prevent the faked ticket or something else. Yeah,
I see. So the most common application would be like music concerts and that?
I think for the ticket industry, there's a whole spectrum of events, right? So so each one actually has its own different logics. The most popular one probably is it's the offline show, right? So it's a concert, this type of things, because it will really connect to the millions of fans, right? So to bring a lot of passions and to make it very popular in the social medias. So I think that's the passion from ordinary people. So so that's a huge market, entertainment related market in the world, right? So if you think about back to, I remember back to around 2000. So I remember the first app from Apple was iPod, right? So at that time. So iPod, it solved the problem for people to bring to put a lot of songs into one small device, right? So that's a huge progress in the industry. But again, it serves not electronic files, but it's music, because music really belong to the entertainment world, and it belong to the passion of the people, right? So that's why I think in the ticket industry, the same thing. So for the concert, those kind of ticket could be a good use cases to come first. Of course, at the same time, it will apply to different type of ticket market, like an art gallery or even a conference, right? Special conference, whatever, even your small parties. So yeah, the ticket basic logic will be the same, but the market logic and the business model might be very different. Yeah.
I see. I see. So maybe you could walk me through, let's say Justin Bieber comes to Japan. He has a concert here. What happens at the moment without NFTs? What are the setbacks or problems with the current system? And how would NFTs help him or help the promotion company or wherever the money goes?
Okay, yeah. Let me try to explain this in my understanding. First, the global concert actually it's more organized under several big companies, right? So if you, I guess most people know Ticketmaster, and also its associated company, Live Nation. Basically, they cover the most global tours, shows in the market. So if Justin Bieber go to Japan, of course, they will sell the ticket on the Ticketmaster platform, right? So, but again, so because the show will be very hot, there's a lot of fans try to get the ticket. Then next thing will happen is once they open the gate, say, okay, we're open to sell the ticket. Suddenly, maybe after a minute, the ticket is sold out, right? So people wait on the line online. But they don't get the ticket, especially a lot of loyal fans. But soon, maybe after several hours or 1 or 2 days, people will see a lot of tickets show up in the secondhand market, right? In the secondary market for trade. Of course, at that time, the price will be doubled, tripled, or even higher, right? So, but you know, some fans they don't have a choice, right? So they have to pay a lot of money to get the ticket that well, because he really don't want to miss the show. So that actually will bring a lot of problems. So you know, the real fans might feel hurt about this, right? So because I'm so loyal to this artist, but again, so how come I never get the chance to get the ticket in the first place, right? So so that's one thing. Actually, the other party, I mean the organizer, artist and organizer part, maybe they won't be happy too, because you know maybe they sell the ticket with well $200, for example.
Yeah.
But that's once they release the ticket in the primary market, it's not related to them anymore. So that's the second-hand market people, right? Top scalpers. They handling the market price. But again, maybe the final ticket will be like $2,000. But again, so this part of a profit never goes to the real organizers, artist pocket, right? So the scalpers got it. So that makes a situation that everybody will accept the middleman will be unhappy, because the fans will be mad to the organizers, say you don't give us the fair chance to get the ticket. And the organizers, I mean, including the artists behind the organizers, will also feel bad, right? First, they feel the unsatisfaction from their fans. That's one thing. The second part is no matter the ticket, the price, how high is the price, there's nothing to do with them. Right? They don't receive any profit share with the trading platform, secondhand trading platform. So that actually will discourage people to really to improve this kind of artist fans relationship. And even on some in some degrees, the organizers, because they don't get such profit from the huge market value, but so they might turn themselves into the kind of scalpers, right? So that may that's why some weird things will happen. Let's say, okay, when you start to sell the ticket, after a minute it's sold out. So whether it's really sold out or maybe you keep you keep 50% of ticket in your own pocket, right? Then you try to resell it in the second-hand market. Nobody knows. But again, if the organizer cannot really share the value from this market economy, but they will try to do something, right, to gain the profit by participating in such gray market. So that's not good. Yeah, so that's a lot of things we can talk about. But again, that's the reality in current entertainment industry. If I remember correctly, back to 2019, when we were working hard on this NFT ticket market research, I remember that there was a call from New Zealand government. They call to the global industry, say they call for a submission for a better solution for the ticket industry, because they got a lot of complaint from the people. So that's why it drives the Entertainment Association to look for a better solution. You know, sometimes Ticketmaster doesn't have a good name, right, in the local market. A lot of people are paying for that, even though they are pretty dominant, right, in the global entertainment market. Yeah, so that's something actually they can really improve that by providing a better platform and a better fans relationship management, right?
Yeah, that's good. It's clear. I haven't been to a concert in like 20 years. So like these days, is it if you use Ticketmaster, then it's on your phone again, or they send you paper tickets, or how does it work these days?
Oh, now it's more on the electronic ticket.
Okay.
So you don't really go to the local box office to pick up the ticket.
Okay.
Uh, so that actually, in what this is the evolution of the Web 2, right? So first you get you buy a ticket, then you have to go to the local box office, or they can send you the ticket through the express mail.
Yeah.
Right, so that actually incur extra cost.
Mhm.
Then they improve that into the electronic e-ticket. E-ticket actually was save a lot, but again, because it's still handled in the centralized platform, so it's pretty easy to be manipulated, right? Sometimes it got faked in the market. Because for example, in the second-hand market, if people try to sell you a ticket, no matter it's an e-ticket or a paper ticket, probably you don't want to trust in the first place, right?
Mm,
So then he needs to prove that's the original ticket, that's
mm,
the real ticket. In some extent, I experienced by myself. I say I don't believe this is a real ticket. Then he has to prove it's a real one. Say he walked me to the gate. Say, okay, see, you can go into that. Then you pay me. So
mm,
that's an awful process, right? So it's an awful process. Yeah. So I think e-ticket can bring a lot of convenience to the platform and the buyers and the validators. But on the other hand, it cannot really solve the say authenticity of this ticket, right? So that's why blockchain NFT can really provide this kind of insurance, right? So it's by default, it's a tamper-proof ticket,
yeah.
right? So no matter where it's on whose hand, we never doubt this is a real ticket or not. I just want to negotiate price with you, right, to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. So there's in the Web3 way. So there's a lot of things can be improved to simplify the middle process, platform side process. That actually helped everybody, right? It's not just for the fans, but it's also good for the organizers.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
that's great. That's great. I guess, yeah, it comes, transparency is a big part of it. I never thought about, an organization withholding half of the supply of the tickets, then selling them later at a higher price. And there's no way to know if that happened or not. But if it's on the
Yeah.
blockchain and it's all minted at the same time, it's easy to see, right, what's going on.
Yeah. So the transparency of a blockchain
Mm,
actually solved a lot of problems, right? So first is the tamper-proof ticket, and the second, the transparent record, right?
mm,
So people can monitor that, and the third, maybe on top of that, that a smart contract can really handle the multiple party profit share, right? So just like we talked about artworks before. So if you're an artist, you sell your works, and no matter how it's resold in the second-hand market, every transaction you receive a fair share, right? So original creators. So same thing to the organizers or event, the artist,
mm.
right? So no matter how the price change in the second-hand market, you always receive a good profit cut. So that actually helped everybody. Yeah.
No, it's not going to help Ticketmaster, maybe. They will also
Well,
use NFTs, or have you heard what they're doing?
well, I think what they are obviously they are leading party in the ticket industry.
Yeah.
I really believe they are making progress in this direction. So I also heard I saw some cases happened in New York City in the Broadway. So there's a lot of shows in the Broadway. So they have a ticket organization to manage the ticket. So they want to apply to the blockchain and the NFT related technology to solve some problems we just mentioned before. Because that actually is also a very important solution. It's not just for saving money or making money, but I think it's more important to really change the relationship in the Web 2 and versus Web 3, right? So in the Web 3, we will say we want to minimize the role in the middle and to bring the buyer and the seller, artists and collectors and the fans into the stage, center of the stage, right? At the same time, the middleman still can play their function on the stage by providing the value service to any parties, right? So this is a shift of the center of the stage from the platform to the real individuals, right? So that's really important. Just back to this Broadway case. So I remember I heard a pretty good podcast back to 2019. So people talk about the ticket in Broadway. There's a one story was pretty impressive to me. So okay. So there's a loyal fans to that cat show, right? So from Europe. So as a tourist, he traveled to the New York City. His dream is to really look the show. But when he arrived in New York City, tried to go to buy the ticket, it's all sold out, nothing. But at the same time, when he turned head off the box office on the street, a lot of tickets are available for sale. So original maybe $100, but the street price will be $1,000, right? So that makes him feel really sad. So then he has two choices, right? So refuse the high price and go back to his country with great pity, right? So on the other side, he has to pay $100 to see the show.
$1,000,
even yeah.
1,000,
So that's too bad, right? So that's a very impressive story to me. So that's exactly the problems in the ticket industry, right? So it's they have even though all the parties are working together as a chain together, but at the same time, it's unfair to the real organizers and the real fans, right? So if they are not happy, the middleman won't feel happy eventually, right?
Yeah.
So
Totally. Hey, the last couple of weeks I've been thinking about Johnny, the Spilt Ink. He's on Uptick, and he's putting on a show in Shibuya in Tokyo at the end of, I guess it's end of November, early December. And I think the way he's promoting it is he's put it on Facebook, on some sort of like Facebook page. And, you can click interested in going or not going. I think so far 60 people have hit interested in going. He's not using tickets. It's a free event. But how could NFT ticketing help him? Do you see any ways he could like secure more people coming or motivate more people to commit or other things?
okay, yeah, I think this is also a very good use cases we can talk about. Just now we just talk about very popular shows, right? So because it's full of scarcity, so people don't worry about the availability, but just about the price. But for this Johnny's show, so actually I also visited a local art gallery in last few weeks to look into the art show there. So the the issue for the nature for this kind of show is it's not so popular, but it's could be popular in a very small circle of people, right? So his works, his fans and the collectors, and also the friends of the collectors, they are good there. It's not very crowded, but it's very high quality. I say, because if you go to an art show, obviously you like it, right? So not nobody will just walk in without knowing that.
Yeah.
So that means your fans, or I would say your visitors, guests, who might have a very good potential relationship you can build with, right? So in this case, the ticket can be free, but again, the ticket, in my view, it's not just a ticket for price, but it's more like a ticket for the relationship management, right? It's more like a establish the membership of your artwork or your Johnny's show, whatever.
Yeah.
For example, for art gallery, I just told him, okay, so yeah, you can still distribute ticket for free, but again, people need to have a ticket in order to prove they want to come. And at the same time, when they come to your show, of course, you can validate the ticket as a, well, ceremony, right? So it's like a proof of attendance, right? So they attended your show. So for me, personally, I really like to collect this kind of proof attendance ticket, right? Which proved I attended several art shows.
Yeah.
So, and I be recognized by the organizers or the artist. More than that, once the ticket is validated, well, it's then we can turn it into a ticket, NFT ticket stub, which is obviously can be a digital collectible NFT for the attendant, right? So because that's could be a very memorable gift, right, or souvenir for the visitors, and this ticket stub or collectible NFT, you can put the artwork of this artist, right? So that's a wonderful gift from the artist to the visitors.
Yeah.
And also in the later, because I hold several this kind of collectible NFTs, which is related to, say, Johnny's show. So if Johnny has another show in the spring of next year, so of course I am the loyal fans, right? So I might have the first chance to get his show ticket in the first place, right? So and he can use that treat his existing fans club. It's like a privilege, right? So I have the privilege to get the ticket in the first place. Then he can open up to the public, general public. Yeah. So so this kind of ticket may not have a huge market value at the very beginning, but that's a really good way to turn the random traffic into your membership club, right? So and in the future, all the ticket stub might have huge value if the artist getting more popular or work become more valuable, right? So just like sports cards, a lot of sports cards, right? So probably when you get it, it's worth nothing, maybe $19.99. But again, after several years, it can be sold for $20,000-$30,000, right? So who knows? But basically, if it's NFT ticket related collectible cards, or so that's basically a permanent ownership that belongs to you, right? So there's a lot of possibilities in the future, right? So for you and for the issuer, I mean the artist, to play with.
Yeah.
And especially it's a proof the long-term relationship between you and between the artist and the fans, right?
Yeah, totally. I think there's so many opportunities, they could have door prizes. Maybe one of the ticket holders can like win a free piece of art that would motivate them. There could be some exclusive after party that, only people with tickets get access to. There's a lot of things you could do. Yeah. Cool.
Because that basically, this way we are using blockchain technology, NFT as a vehicle to put into the real business case that can really drive the business from Web 2 to Web 3, right? Because that's more fun to the whole industry, not just to the crypto industry, right? So because a lot of people are business person, even the fans, collectors, artists, musicians, they're all watching, they're all waiting for the better way to do their own business, right? So the nature of business still stay the same, but we need to use the better technology to really solve the problem. It's not just create another fancy story, right? So we want to make sure it's practical enough for them to really participate, to get a profit out of that. At the same time, of course, we need to maintain the same or better usability for the people who want to participate, right? So right now, if it's fully in the crypto industry, most people still have the difficulty to create their first wallet, right? Even they create wallet, they lose the keys or whatever, then disasters happen, right? So even if we cannot really go through this first step, it's difficult for general public to really embrace this kind of Web3, right?
Yeah, nice. So if Johnny, the Spilt Ink, if he wanted to do something at the moment, I guess he could create some ticket and sell it as a collectible NFT and use that as a ticket, but in the future there will be like a separate app within Uptick that Uptick will create, or you think someone else will create? What's the next steps?
I think currently, he can use our app. Even the Uptick team can help him to really customize a page, right? To provide that service to the people. At the same time, in the next step, as I mentioned, so we really want to pushing for more ecosystem applications on top of Uptick network, which means Ticket will be a separate app. There for sure. But whether it's fully by us or by us and our business partners, we don't know yet, because I really want to bring those domain professionals, domain specific professionals into the circle. So because we probably understand a lot, because we did a lot of research in this industry. We know the problems, we know the technologies, but again, at the end, it's all about the operation, right? So the operation really belongs to the people who is already working in this industry, right? So we need to provide a better platform solution to them to make them happy. So that's why, you will see a lot of apps. Ticket is just one part of that. But again, we are currently we're pretty open to work with all kind of domain specific experts to bring to make apps in that specific domain, right? Even back to the artworks, there's still a lot of things to do. It's not done yet, right? So the marketplace is not just the end of that. There's a lot of things to do. But again, if the curator, this kind of experts, they walk into the game, that will be more interesting.
Yeah, better for everyone. Okay, it's been a good talk, Brian. Anything else to wrap up with?
I think it's pretty happy to talk about this because the ticket and music, art. So all those things will be very good for people to really understand what we are working on and what kind of real things they can get in touch with Web3, right? So it's not just a concept or something floating in the air. At the same time, I think we really encourage people to, maybe contact us if they are interested, because if more domain-specific professionals to look into this, we can be the party to really empower that. So then we can really speed up this process, right? So especially, Web3 is a fully distributed business model. So if I can solve the problem, say in Tokyo, I might not have the chance to do it by myself in Brazil, right? So we need to have people from there to really also apply this model into their local business practice. So that's why it's a fully distributed technology, operation, and the business model. That's why we really encourage people to, at least talk together, brainstorm together, right? Yep. So that will be very interesting. Yeah.
Great. Well, right now you're in testnet version 2. So is it too early to start working on stuff, or are there opportunities?
I think for the early birds, we actually can start now. Nice. Even though that ticket application, we actually internally were working on that. So so the points we just discussed is not just by myself. It's from a lot of rounds of brainstorms, market researchers. Yeah. So Testnet is a platform. Testnet 2 is a platform for people to test it before they release the real app, right? So once we have the mainnet available, so all those apps can be the first round of ecosystem apps launched along with the marketplace. Awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait. Okay, thanks a lot, Brian. It's been good.
Okay.
Catch you
very
in a week
good.
or two.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Take care.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.